Welcome to Market Monday, where stackers like myself discuss important commodity markets to become more financially prepared and independent. We had a lot happen this week, so let's get into it. On November 28th, the CME had to halt several trading markets due to a data center overheating. This caused the metals to take a pretty sharp dip. The market was closed for about 10 hours, after which the markets closed very strong. Gold closed at $42.5490, up $138.90 from a week ago. Gold had a huge move. It is about ready to retest the highs of $43.98. If we closed back above $43.81, I could see that move we talked about last week up to the 4,700 level. Silver closed at $56.44, up $6.53. That is a new contract high for silver. The 52-week range on silver is $28.53 to $56.45. Now let's talk about that gold-silver ratio again here. The gold-silver ratio closed this week at 74.59, and last week we were at 81.27. We talked a little bit about what these ranges mean. Now the spread between gold and silver has been historically very high right now, saying gold is a little bit overpriced. So we talked about buying silver as compared to gold right now. And silver made the big move this week, and silver could continue to make the larger moves over gold here from now on. This is going to narrow the spread up. Historically, when silver has made new highs, the spread goes to about 30. That could potentially put the silver market at $96 here. Now, I don't know if that's going to be in the next week or two or in the next month, but if we continue at this rate, we will see $96 silver here before too long. So we'll stay tuned and watch. There's big news for the silver market this week. Copper closed at $5.18, up 17 cents from a week ago. No new ranges on that as far as the 52-week ranges go, but it's staying fairly level at that $5 area. Lead has been continually moving lower. It closed at $19.48. down $14 from a week ago. We're very close to that 52-week low of $18.80. I haven't been able to find much about what's going on in the lead market to have this sell-off continue happening, but we're going to keep a close eye on it because as it gets towards those 52-week lows, it'll be interesting to see if we find support or not. Crude oil on the January contract closed at $58.55, up 49 cents from a week ago. Not a big move. Crude oil is just kind of hanging out there. There's some possible easing in the crude oil market due to potential Ukraine peace talks, which seem to go off and on all the time. So who knows where we're really going to land on that. Upside on the crude oil market would be $62, and the downside would be about $48.92. I don't see much strength to the upside. I'm seeing more movement to the low side for the crude oil, especially if we do end up in a peace agreement with Ukraine and Russia there. So we'll see how that goes. Steel closed at $9.08, down $5 from a week ago. So if you remember a week ago, we were retesting those highs in the steel market, and the market just backed off a little bit. Now on these holiday weeks, we do tend to see lower volume, not a lot going on, so a lot of this could have been just a slower market for the week because of the holiday. 30-year bonds closed at 117.14, or a yield equivalent of 4.66%. There's a lot of talk that the Feds are going to be cutting rates coming up, so there's been a lot of easing in the bond market, and I think that's also why the metals are starting to move higher as well. 9mm 124 grain FMJ ammo was steady on the week, closed at 23 cents. The range on that is still 20 to 35 cents. Not a lot of movement. We saw a lot of sales this holiday, but the market is still holding steady. 556.62 grain closed at 46 cents, steady with a week ago. The range on that, 40 to 65 cents. There's a lot happening in the world right now. We're going to keep watching these metal markets very closely. Now, if we want to take a look at what's going on with the precious metals as compared to the ammo market, ammo has not been following the precious metals that much, and copper has not been following up. Now, copper is still on the higher end, but lead is moving lower, and we're not seeing a whole lot of movement in that ammo market like we are in the gold and silver. Now, gold and silver is obviously tied to a lot more financial things than ammunition, but we all know the value of ammo is pretty great. We'll see you next week.